Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Gwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone that have taught us this truth, and to include the elder bishops on down, and Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, to you brothers out there, and as well as salutations, as well as we all believe that we are the elect. And it's your brother Laban, and I just want to do a quick video in regards to the World Health Organization on how they're simulating the next, as they have it over here, the next pandemic involving in 31 governments. And so, beginning with the brother Amawan Gabar from GMS Awakening, he was the one that brought this out by the behest of a particular brother. If I can, if my memory is serving me correctly, and this is something that I definitely am going to have to touch on, because for quite some time now we've been looking for the next, what, to come, and it's going to come eventually, one way or the other. So let's get into it. World Health Organization ran full-scale simulation of the next pandemic involving in 31 governments. In December 25th, 31 countries and areas across the Western Pacific region took part in the simulation, which World Health Organization described as getting ready for the next one, according to the White House correspondent Natalie Winters. Winters said that phrase was not commentary, it was the official title and purpose of the exercise. So why are you doing an exercise? What's the purpose of doing an exercise for the next one? Because they're going to stage the next one. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason. If they've tackled the COVID variant, then there's no need to go forward to expect the next one. But again, that's because it's going to be a next one. That's going to this time shock the world to a point where people are going to be emotionally swept off their foot this time around. People were already swept off their foot during the test trial one. All right. So how much more the real one? And this is what they're preparing to do. And this is why they're simulating through 31 countries. So as this reads, WorldNet Daily reports, the World Health Organization publicizes the exercise on Facebook, saying, getting ready for the next plan. 31 countries and areas from across the Western Pacific participated in participated in IHR exercise Crystal to test their readiness for future health emergencies. Simulation offers a much needed opportunity to evaluate, refine, and iron out coordination challenges and practice teamwork before a real crisis hit. Because the real crisis that's going to hit, they're going to be responsible for it. So what I want to do is I want to read, just like they were responsible for the last one. And that all came out. All information about that came out. Okay. Which is nothing more than a psychological operation at best. And as this reads, Sirach 5 in verse 15, be not ignorant of anything in the great matter or small. And we don't need to be. Why? Because as this reads over here, 1 John 2 and verse 20, and I'll go back to this in a minute, and as well as the article too. 1 John chapter 2 and verse 20, but ye have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things. So we have the oil to know the truth. We've been anointed to receive in knowing all of that which is the truth, and that is to understand the Bible fully. All right, so let's see what else this reads as well. I think that's it. That's all we need to read from there. So yeah, we have the oil, the unctioning to know the truth. So in the ancient world, you would have these lamps. And let's just say you were under a dark tunnel. You would take those lamps with you, because going through that dark tunnel, you might slip on a rock. You might slip on a brick. You don't know what you're going to slip on, or a piece of wood. So what do you have? You have that lamp, which propels the lamp, which is the oil, so that you can see where the hell you're going. So that's what this truth is likened unto. So we're enlightened to know the absolute truth. Because once upon a time, we were in gross darkness. Thanks be to the devil for that. But now, thanks be to Yahweh Yahawashi that we don't have to dwell in darkness. But we can be enlightened to know what's in this dark world ruled by the devil himself and his physical counterparts, the Edomites. For thou will light my candle, and the Lord Yahweh my power will enlighten my darkness. So now, let me go and read some more of this article over here. Winter says the event took place over several weeks in December and simulated the emergency of a novel respiratory illness with the potential for international spread. Participating governments were not asked to discuss theory. They were asked to respond in real time to alerts, verify information, conduct risk assessments, and coordinate actions across agencies. So in the midst of this real LOC to the K, all right, and the rest of the words you can spell. I can't really, spell the rest of the words because they might clip the video. All right, so you got to be careful what you say here. But the third one, which is coming, is going to be the real one. All right, and this time they'll really be able to come across us having, as well as that's written, coming across those that believe with great wrath, and as well as the rest of the people that live in whatever country they live in. Every country is going to have to take to austerity sort of measures against their people this time around. Because remember 5 years ago, which was nothing more than a test run any doggone way. And guess what? It started in the UK. And then before you know it, everybody had to react and respond in the way that they did. Okay? So this is where we're going. And there could be a multitude of psychological operations that could be had next. Besides this simulation, which they say is to deal with the next pandemic, if you will. All right. So we'll have to wait and see. But we know Esau is plotting and scheming against us. And it's to engage us fully so that we can be fully persuaded towards this one world system. That's what this thing is all about. And we know about that very clearly. So as this reads, 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, his plans and his thoughts and ideas. We talk about them all the time. And what does us a great deal of justice is knowing all of the truth. This is why we can say we have 100% of it. All right. So we know what's going to be had at the very end of the deal. And as well as the Lord already tells us about how there will be a trouble since there was a nation. And that would then begin Jacob's trouble. All right. The beginning of all of these things that will sorrow the world will begin being had in Jacob's trouble. And this could very well be, as the old saying goes, the final straw that breaks the camel's back. And maybe through this next LOCK, D to the you know what. In this one, you may very well have the mandatory tripping. We'll have to wait and see. So anyway, that's all I got to say with this right here. With that, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakah, HaKodash. And with that, I just wanted to be real brief with this video. And with that, I close and I say Shalom.